We talked a little bit about the deep state, aliens, and reverse engineering technologies. You've heard a lot about Antarctica recently. You're going to hear a lot more about Antarctica all over the internet. It's on radio shows now, more revelations, more whistleblowers, people who've been there. John Kerry went to Antarctica just January. Barack Obama went there in December. He went there. You can look this up. This is the geodetic chart of the position of the Antarctic cave base. Here's the cave base in Antarctica. This is it's a very large structure, and this has been independently verified. And the structure is 30 meters high and 90 meters across, so it's quite large. And this is very much connected with the revelations that are coming out after the Soviet collapse in 1991. The KGB released classified files that cast light on operation occurred in 1947, Operation Highjump, where the U.S. sent an aircraft carrier task force under Admiral Byrd to investigate ongoing aerial activity of flying discs that were coming out of this area of Antarctica. 2006 Russian documentary was made public for the first time of this 1947 secret Soviet intelligence report commissioned by Joseph Stalin of the Operation Highjump mission. The intelligence report gathered from Soviet spies embedded in the U.S. revealed that the U.S. Navy had sent the military expedition to find and destroy what they believed was a hidden Nazi base that was put in place using alien technology or in coordination with an extraterrestrial group. I can't make this up. This is coming straight out of the files here. When the U.S. Naval Task Force was on the way, they encountered a mysterious UFO that attacked the military expedition, destroying several U.S. ships and a significant number of U.S. fighter jets. So indeed, Operation Highjump, the U.S. suffered many casualties. And these casualties were actually publicly stated by Admiral Byrd when the fleet returned back and stationed and remained at a U.S. base in Chile. And he actually made these statements that they suffered many, many casualties. So this report exposes the first known historical incident involving a battle between U.S. Navy forces and unknown UFO force stationed in an underground facilities in or near Antarctica. And the mysterious entrance found in Antarctica by Google Earth, people say this is nothing more than a formed entrance, but there's now a lot of whistleblowers who have been coming out, and a lot of the documentation that Edward Snowden has yet to reveal is very much connected with the intelligence operations going on at this base, where now the Americans supposedly are now working with this group and a number of groups, and there's also a black pyramid that was discovered in Antarctica that is over 12,000 years old. That's buried underneath the ice. So this information is going to come out. Now, what's important here is if you look at the astrology, this is the cave base entrance of Antarctica. It's right here. Look at all these lines, very close to where all these planetary lines are constellating. So you're going to see a lot more information come out about that. A lot more information. Now, that wasn't enough. We're also seeing information being released on the large pyramid underground between Mount McKinley and Nome, Alaska. And the story goes with this. The Chief Warrant Officer, U.S. Army Counterintelligence, reported an underground buried large pyramid-shaped structure found in Alaska by seismologists and geophysicists studying the Earth's crust during China's May 22, 1992 1 megaton underground nuclear detonation test. When the Chinese blew up a nuclear weapon, it sent a certain signature, and the seismologists noticed there was something inorganic, a large structure in this area, and the U.S. military went to investigate it. And what they found, and they also did ground penetrating radar, they found a large dark pyramid buried about 60 miles west of Mount McKinley. One of those sources, a Navy helicopter pilot in Alaska, said the dark pyramid site was every bit as a hush-hush project as the Manhattan Project. Pilot also said it was not a nuclear device. It was not made by humans. It was incredibly old, and they had no idea where it came from or how it was built underground. And it's black. It's like an obsidian black, according to the whistleblowers. It looks very eerily similar to the one we saw in the 1968 science fiction film 2001, except that it's the shape of a pyramid. And they said that they don't understand how it was built, but it was producing enough energy to power the whole north slope of all Alaska, if not all of Canada. So that's how much energy it was generating. It's continuing to generate that much energy. And this is the area here right near the Uranus line. Now, as I mentioned, it doesn't have to be exactly on the Uranus line, but it's very close to the Uranus line. What does Uranus have to do? It has to do with revelations. Revelations. All right, so we're going to see more revelations come out from this deep state Group B back in Trump that wants this information disclosed because there seems to be more going on than just ancient alien archaeology, excavation. There's a lot more going on here. And so when you see Uranus here, Uranus, Jupiter, but certainly with Uranus near the Black Pyramid point, that would tell me that we're seeing something that would definitely change, something that would be groundbreaking and would be liberating and emancipatory. And the information, the revelations that are made are going to be shock and awe, truth bombs, and this information is going to get out in a very powerful way over this year. Now, I'm not saying you're going to see it exactly what I'm talking about on CNN, but it's going to get to the point where they're not going to be able to just put this away and suppress it. I've heard that Trump has recently been briefed on the extraterrestrial ongoing back engineering projects and the ongoing extraterrestrial presence. He's articulated to members within the intelligence community. He's very open to disclosing. He doesn't want to keep the secrets. He feels we need to move forward with that, and I believe we're going to start seeing a transition towards that full disclosure. Disclosure is already occurring, but we're going to see a movement towards full disclosure. And this is the chart here, so you can see the Sun-Venus fourth house here. So the Sun-Venus conjunction occurs right on the fourth house of the geodetic chart. So again, we're going to see some type of coming out, breakout development occur with this Black Pyramid, and we're going to see more people from the government, whistleblowers, and many of the whistleblowers, people who have a background on whistleblowing. Bill Burney from the NSA said none of these whistleblowers are coming out unless they were given the go-ahead or green light by people in that agency saying, why don't you do this? We won't go after you. We won't punish you for doing this. We won't admit this conversation took place, but we're asking you to go forward with this because there are elements within the NSA, the CIA, within all the different classified, known and unknown agencies within the deep state structure that want things to move forward and not to maintain this kleptocracy and truth embargo that we've been under since 1945. And it's not just with UFOs, it's not just with the ET presence, it's not just with reverse engineering, it's not that the fact the U.S. does not need fossil fuel energy, and not the fact that the United States intelligence and military is 5 generations ahead of everyone else because of these programs, but it has more to do with revealing the truth about what's really going on with the world on so many different levels that they have been controlling, and for the purpose of maintaining their power and control, they are at war with this other group. So you're going to see more of this all play out.